now in Wichita, Kansas, trying not to let the Illuminati catch up to everything that I've laid out for myself to be at peace with their road rage efforts to sabotage me. So, long story short, I used to love working for Uber and I tiptoed away from that, played it off like it was just hard for me to make a living somewhere. So I'm trying not to talk over the riffs because I really think that they intimidate people who need to help me. And if you don't ever get stuck in a Range Rover, stay out of range. Don't get shell shocked, is what that means. Come on. I want to believe that you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. And they could turn my friends and make them look like my enemies, or they could make my enemies look like they got tortured and electrocuted because they were friends. So I just like think I'm doing fine when Range Rover ain't around. So what is the buzz about? Everybody's trying to make me a retard, and they can't legally do that. So what do they want to do? They want to act like I'm nothing but a real bastard, and then they want to manipulate the Earth's muscle memory so that they have an Illuminati explanation that could carry out for 2,000 years, so it'll be too late to do anything about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, 2,000 years is 20 lifetimes. So here in Wichita, Kansas, 67218, can't even complete my 4x8 plywood camper. Ah! My leg feels like it's got blue balls in it. Ah! Okay, hold on. Okay, so. Ah! Okay, are they using the fucking radiator guns on my leg? It stopped as soon as I snitched what it was. I'm telling you, we're humans. All we gotta do is keep it in our minds or something. So, be a biddy, we're like right here. And I want to get this off the ground, but I want a whole new set of 7/16 plywood. I'm like wondering if I'm on YouTube or Instagram now, okay? Sometimes I gotta feed Minnie some of this water. Like this. Come on, honey bunny. Come on, honey bunny. Let me see my honey bunny. Come on. Let's try to be like doing the most. Okay, So I be having to feed her water, wake up in the middle of the night to feed her water, and then I have like flaxseed, fish, borage oil, and when I feed her water like this, and I've gotten used to it, because you just don't want your dogs to lift their chin when you give them water. So I would hear her tell me, like, oh, gee, thanks, right? Like, you've got the. And I'm worried about that. So I'm trying not to get lazier because something is just making me dreadfully tired recently. So I'm like in this field, and in this field, there's Dollar General, and then there's Dollar Tree. And if Dollar General had their big propane tank still there, oh my god, I'd be so happy. I wanted to get a big pot, like a cauldron, just for cleaning my clothes. I believe you could boil your clothes clean with laundry sanitizer and soap, drain it out and clean more. So I'm contemplating whether or not I want a wagon to carry 5 gallons of water at a time from over there because it's important to me. I'm comfortable with what I'm being postponed to do, and I'm comfortable with kind of like where I'm at. And like, I downgraded from an iPhone 16 Pro 1 terabyte. Now I have an iPad, no Apple, wildly, but I can still pay with Apple Pay on apps. I got my MacBook Pro, so things are switched around on what apps I can use right now. But if I keep both these devices, I'll go use whatever. But I don't need compound clipping much anymore. Compound clipping to me is if I could get the color grade all the same once the whole video is done. But I feel like you have to be like really good at like Google Earth Pro and how you want it to turn out for you. And I just wouldn't put an post production filter at the end of a project with like low light footage mixed in back and forth. So, what I wish we could still do is record our music video on the timeline the same way we would with audio recording. Because for real, you can really just go ahead and buy that clamper, clipper, type clipper. What they call. I'm like brainwashed and scrambled right now, okay? And you know, you could be like action in 3 seconds, and you've got to act out. You could take all week to have your next scene thought out and to get to it and to record it and to get back to the other scene. Or I wish I could try it that way. because since I've learned script writing at Full Sail University, I've gotten most of my classes out of the way that I kind of think more like script, and I would like to record more on punchlines than to do like point and shoot and record for 3 minutes and do that in maybe three different locations and then cut to action. So if me, I'm by myself and I don't never had anyone to help me film my own music. And I think that would just help me and individual contractors out a lot. Okay. Point blank on site. There's just things that come out too soon or don't come out at all until you gotta demand it. So I've gotten my itch to go down very bad. There's like three different reasons, maybe four, maybe five. I'll name them. My first instinct is to shake all of my clothing, anything that's cloth in here off every day, not a problem. Even the clothes that I have on, I get up and dust them off. Even my hair, I gotta dust it off real quick. And then I don't like doing fires anymore for two reasons: ashes itch, and like some things turn to fiberglass, and I just don't want to pay or look or steal where to put stuff I don't want at. So I'm doing apple cider vinegar supplements, and it literally helped because I need lotion. Then my skin goes dry, maybe because a little bit of warmth and stuff, and mostly for using like soap water. And I hella stopped putting hair conditioner on my body because I was doing that in Cali in 2021. And why does it feel like hair conditioner turns into fiberglass when it dries up? So that's scary. So we're here in Wichita, Kansas. I have no intentions of going west. And March is almost over. My hair hurt, and I should not want to go to the bar just to numb that one quick time at the end of this month. Okay. But my pet peeve right now is that I signed up for a T-Mobile line with a bring my own device like 3 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, and she didn't ask me to make a pin because I would have made my pin like one of the three things recently, and then I would have went back to change that. So I needed to remember what email I've used because I had like 6 accounts with T-Mobile and they all went to hell. And now this one's on the verge of doing the same thing. So I have this iPad, and like when I'm doing like face scan apps with the oval thing that you have to line up with, like my camera be making me tilted a little bit more. That is so annoying. So time moved on without us driving ever again because they really wanted to humiliate me on the road. I mean, like, they think shit like that is cool, but they ain't even picking on somebody they own size. What is you talking about? What is there to be proud about sabotaging before I think my lesson's been learned before I do anything? Like, the whole white guy thing not worth what? Yeah, like I'm over here being single on purpose or what? Because I ain't got time to rethink that out. I really just think that if women and gay people were put on earth to make a man happy, and then I learned that that ain't working for me, hello, I'm still a young man. Okay? I'm 37 years old. I'm about to be 38 in April 17th. And, like, it's 2025. Cars are getting ready to fly. Cars are getting ready to have no steering wheel and drive autonomous in them. Like, San Francisco already has Jag SUVs driving around people on their own. It's funny and cute. Really, I thought people were just driving around, like, scanning for Google Maps again, because, like, that's kind of what 27 through 2012 was about with the Priuses. So, Wichita, Kansas is like cray. Like, I think every city tries to drop a gay or something in order to turn their city into an empire. Now I got them thinking they could cheat me out of my own identity. But I be singing like a canary so the courtroom doesn't have to get erased for like how complicated this is. So everything like has like one job and then like their own like a topic or a task, and the names are like idiosyncrasies that fix them on how they want to humiliate people. And so the idea was not to take it as a diss at first, and now that evil has awakened their minds to what their last life didn't win the law at, they're like rampaging, and it's like a massacre. And like maybe that virus helps people die painlessly. And as you can see, I'm a fighter, right? I just like they gonna take away the credit of me being like this lucky snitch, so they can also not snitch why they could do this to people. And I don't think a retard just doesn't know when to run. But the East Coast been having two bitty hurricanes, and it reached Columbia, South Carolina, Atlanta, all the way to Knoxville. I know how far of a drive that is. I don't understand how they would drown in that at all. Like, me and Minnie were 3 weeks ahead of that. So, the Illuminati's new secret, since they can't defeat me, is to make me be the trendsetter of, and all they gotta do is try to get me on like worldwide news, and they would start a trend for like how to murder people whose fart stinks, and how to murder people who's homeless, or how to murder people who booms, and how to murder people that not enough people care about. And then they're trying to get the human race to evolve to be born an adult old enough to have sex from birth. And then they think they can get rid of animals and flies, and so I've just stuck between whether or not a retard makes sudden moves or a retard doesn't make any at all. And that's where I'm at in Wichita, Kansas. Y'all.